on board, what we do is we have a special. We call it Lee's NFL Sunday Golden Ticket. It's 5 games every single week on Sunday. How about this? Just $197. So we're on a roll here, 19-1 in the NFL. You want to give us a shot? Lee's NFL Sunday Golden Ticket, $197, one place, ParamountSports.com.
In other words, you are on a heater.
More than a heater, a lifetime heater.
A lifetime-changing heater. Good luck to you, and that means good luck to all of us. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
You too. Take care.
Take care, buddy. All right, there you go. Lee Sterling picks. So, again, he's taking Georgia Tech, and he is taking the 1.5. He's taking Ole Miss in the 7. He's taking the Gamecocks in 5.5. And he doesn't care who's at quarterback for Clemson. He's taking the Tigers laying the 5.5. Of course, we got a couple of games in the ACC tonight. It's Miami playing right now. That's the game that Lee was referring to, that he wanted to get back to. Miami is playing Louisville. Big game, of course, in the ACC. And you got later tonight, 10:30, for the Insomniacs out there. It'll be North Carolina at the Cal Bears. Of course, Clemson, let's say Clemson wins. That gets them to 3-2 in the league. If California loses, Clemson would pass them. If Louisville loses, Clemson would pass them. And so the Tigers are thinking about upward mobility here. So a Clemson win, some of these other teams lose, Tigers would move up just a little bit more. Still a very, 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 very long shot for the Tigers to make it to the ACC championship game. But you're telling me there is a chance, and yes, I'm telling you there is still a chance. Okay, let's get to the recruiting report tonight right here on Sports Talk. And our recruiting is brought to you by our good friends over at Seawells in Columbia. Hope you got over for the daily luncheon buffet at Seawells. Had yourself a terrific meal. They'll be back with it next week. So make plans to get over to Seawells for that next week. And, of course, for the very best in the catering business, none other than Seawells. Those are the people you want to call to come and handle your catering needs. Great work at a great price. They'll work with you and your budget. Give them a call at 803-771-7385 and online at SeawellsCateringSC.com. So, Clemson gets a commitment in basketball. 6'5" Harris Reynolds of Atlanta, giving the Tigers some major length in the backcourt, something that they haven't had on recent teams. Made his official visit to Clemson the weekend of the LSU football game. He also had Virginia Tech, VCU, South Florida, and St. Louis as his finalists. Football, Irmo defensive end Jaden Bryant in the 27 class went out to Texas A&M last week, said he loved it. They love him. They're coming after him hard. He's very interested in Texas A&M. And they see him as being like Cassius Howell, who's got 8 sacks on the season so far. They see him being that kind of defensive end. So really had a great trip out there. He's going to Alabama tomorrow for that game with Tennessee. He'll be back at South Carolina for the Alabama game the following week. South Carolina still on him hard, talking to Sterling Lucas on a regular basis. At one point, he was considering South Carolina as his favorite, he said, but no longer. He's opened things up to other schools now. He's going to be at Tennessee for the Oklahoma game on November the 1st, then to Miami for the Syracuse game, then to LSU, then back to Texas A&M, and then he'll be at the Clemson-USC game. Defensive back Braylon Peebles of Raleigh committed to Furman. He's a Shrine Bowl selection. Dutch Fork defensive end Julian Walker informed us this afternoon he will visit South Carolina again tomorrow. He does remain committed to Michigan. 27 corner Hayden Stepp of Las Vegas plans to visit Clemson this weekend. And 28 running back Michael Martin of Christ Church will be at Clemson after originally planning to go to Duke. And Clemson offered 2026 linebacker Braden Raleigh of Cincinnati. There you go with the recruiting report tonight here on Sports Talk, brought to you by Seawells. As we go to break, Louisville has just knocked in a touchdown, so Louisville has taken the early 7-0 lead on Miami. You know, leave it to Miami to do a Miami thing and choke away a home win over a team it should handle. But it's early. They're only down 7-0. All right, Talladega, the site this weekend of NASCAR. Jeff Owens coming up after the break.
Football season is upon us, and that means Columbia is welcoming fans from around the corner and across the country. No matter where you're from, Gamecocks love coming together for game day energy that can only be found in South Carolina's capital city. Book hotel rooms, find pre- and post-game activities, and plan your tailgate spread with local favorites from pimento cheese to barbecue at experiencecolumbiasc.com. We'll see you soon, and go Gamecocks!
Has your credit seen better days? At Founders Federal Credit Union, we get it. Life happens. That's why we offer personal and auto loans that help you move forward. With flexible terms and a team that sees more than just a number. You don't need perfect credit to start your next chapter. Visit foundersfcu.com or a local office today. Founders, helping you do life on your terms. Membership qualification required. Terms and conditions apply.
South Carolina's taste buds have spoken, and they're asking for beef. There are more than 7,800 farms raising cattle from pasture to plate in the Palmetto State. So whether it's steaks on the grill before the big game, sirloin medallions plated for date night, or burgers with a family, make sure beef is a part of your playbook this football season. Smoked, grilled, and slow roasted. Find the best way to enjoy your beef at sccattle.org. Beef, it's what's for dinner in South Carolina. Funded by the South Carolina Beef Council, part of the Beef Checkoff program.
When South Carolina's best high school football players take the field at the Touchstone Energy Cooperatives Bowl, they're backed by a powerful team of their own. As proud title sponsors, your local co-ops celebrate more than just a game. It's a tradition where talent shines, where teamwork matters, and where community spirit takes center stage. Don't miss the 78th Touchstone Energy Cooperatives Bowl, December 13th at Doug Shaw Memorial Stadium in Myrtle Beach, powered by your electric cooperative.
Love it when it's forward, love it when it's fast, love it when the leaders talk, the pack is moving past. Love it when they're making lots and lots of noise, can't wait to hear these doubles say. Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys! Let's go racing, boys. Love it when they're drafting, love it when they slide, love it when the back's straight, throttles open wide. Love it when they're making lots and lots of noise, can't wait to hear these doubles say.
Buggity, buggity, buggity. Let's go racing, boys. We're really going racing this weekend at Talladega, or as Chris Bergen would say, Talladega. I still like Talladega.
From the Florence Toyota Studios, this is WOLH Florence, 96.3 ESPN Radio, the worldwide leader in sports.
Welcome to the 96.3 ESPN Radio High School Football Game of the Week. Catch the action all season long from your favorite Florence high school football teams. Brought to you in part by Galloway Auto Glass, Stoudemire Dowling Funeral Home, Adams Metal Building Supply, Rivals, a store divided. And now, with all the exciting play-by-play action, here's James Fisher and Chuck Lawson.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the ESPN Radio High School Football PD Game of the Week. And tonight, the bright lights of homecoming shine over Wilson High School and Tiger Stadium as the home team, the Wilson Tigers, will face their crosstown rival, the state champ South Florence Bruins, in a homecoming clash that'll take the de facto Florence City Championship. My name is James Fisher. I'm here with my partner, Chuck Lawson. A quick note tonight, we will not be on air on 96.3 ESPN on the FM channel. On the AM channel, we are 1230 on your dial, and we'll also be streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So find us there tonight to continue listening to the broadcast. But tonight, Chuck, we have two programs that are very much so in different stages of their journey, but have really met and surpassed expectations in this 2025 season so far.
Well, I think South Florence was expecting them to be here a little bit, to be honest. But Wilson has most definitely exceeded the expectations of what they did last year. Actually, they have done 5 times better so far already. They only won 1 game last year, James. They're already 5-3 this year, and with the bye week next week, they'll get a little bit of rest up to finish out the season, the last 2 games.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be able to be here for the very last game, you and I will. So we'll be broadcasting that game as well. With that said, like you said, it's homecoming night, and everybody's going to be really excited. A cool story, I took my wife out to dinner the other night, Japanese restaurant. Won't get into detail where that was because we don't give free advertising. But with that said, I saw the class of 1995 Wilson in there, and they asked me to bring them up tonight. So I said, hey, I'll do it for you. So
shout out to the class of 95. Them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is quite the cool story there. You will see quite a lot of purple and gold around Flowtown this week. The homecoming festivities, it rivals your favorite colleges. It is quite the show that the Tigers put on every single year, from the parade to the golf tournaments to the wonderful stadium and the football game to the parties. They do it all here.
Yeah, well, he definitely airs it out. Howard does. He's already thrown for 1,100 yards this year.
They've been in 6 one-score games throughout the season, losing 3 of those. So a lot of
Wilson and West Florence play. So I've seen all these teams, and to me, South Florence definitely has a big advantage in this game. Wilson's going to have to play almost perfect ball to have a chance to win this game, in my opinion.
They'll have to force a lot of mistakes as well. As the captains, like you said, Chuck, it would take a monumental effort. It would take a perfect game from the Tigers. It will be definitely a huge statement win in the early career of Coach Brian Wilson for the Tigers.
Yeah, if they pull this victory off, that's going to change the projection of the program a little bit to me as well. Not just this year, but just
moving
how they'll be thought
as a program.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Anybody's going to look at them and be kind of scared to play Wilson if they can beat this juggernaut right here. This is an exciting atmosphere. I wanted to add to that because you're talking about it. Friday night football, some of the best. And last week we got to experience a great atmosphere, but this is kind of like that. There are so many people here. There's so many fans just cheering.
Both of these
it's going to be
here.
loud.
Yes, sir.
South Florence is representing too, no doubt about it.
It is quite going to be. It's going to be a great rivalry matchup. This is what Florence City football is all about. This is what this program is all about. That we get to bring these great athletes and these great environments into your cars, into your living rooms. It is quite the pleasure, and we are blessed to be able to do it. As here come the Bruins bounds, and what a great start for the Tigers.
Yeah. That was a nice run. He cut that thing. Finally, I've seen somebody take that ball and do it correctly on that side. I've been telling you all year, James, when they kick it over to the left side, they always try to come across. He went straight up, took a left, just a slight angle left, and then went up onto the sidelines like you were talking about and got pushed out, at the 40-yard line? Nope, right there at the 45. Yeah,
yes,
45-yard line. So they're already in South Florence territory, ready to take over. Couldn't ask for a better start if you're Wilson.
Absolutely. We will be calling McWhite's name.
He's very lucky that ball didn't come just a little bit more because Amari Reeves is a ball hawk, and he just barely missed that ball. He dove for it and missed it by about 3 inches, James. Oh.
Offense staying on the field. Howard staying in the gun. Same look at that. Trips to the set. He'll hard count and check to the sideline again. Single high safety look for the Bruins as they'll shift back to 2 high now. Here's the snap. Looking to throw is Howard, looking left high and incomplete, and a big hit laid on the intended receiver. No flag there, but the Bruins stop him on 4th down, and he'll get the ball at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he hit him very hard from behind, which is not a fair play necessarily. I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag. Also, if the young man would have just slowed down, he actually threw the ball to him instead of his receiver. He could have had an interception.
Yep, it was
he was worried about hitting the player.
With 10:28 to go, the Bruins will now take possession here. Their first drive of the game starts at the 41-yard line. Jackson in the gun, takes a snap, hands to the electric Cameron James up the middle as he fights for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Was hit right there at the line of scrimmage, but Cameron James, he's quite powerful for his size. He gained some extra yards.
Yeah, honestly, the push didn't come, so Wilson's defense held up in the trenches. It was just that Cameron James used his little body to get an extra 2 yards.
2nd down and Jackson. He'll take the snap, hand off up the middle. Cameron James knifing up the middle, and there goes Cameron. And the Bruins on schedule. No, excuse me, about a 2nd down and 6.
And don't get me wrong, James doesn't try to like go running people over necessarily. McLaughlin does, and that's what we always call them, thunder and lightning, since we've been watching them.
This is Jackson, McLaughlin, and Cam James in the backfield. 3 backs. They'll fake it to Cam James, and there goes Messiah Jackson. Messiah Jackson.
Yes, sir. And by the way, since James had showed me,
it's 7-0 Bruins. 7-0 Bruins.
And that was a beautiful throw, James. I now started concentrating more on Malik Robinson, but that was phenomenal. Back corner, perfect. Where he got 2 feet down. He don't even need to get 2 feet. He just needs 1, but he was able to get both feet down. Just a perfectly placed ball. We've already had 2 particular drives this year, one inside of South Florence off a beautiful punt return, and now at the 20-yard line. This is rare for South Florence.
Tristan Howard trots back out there for the Tiger offense. This Bruins defense suffocating, especially when they get close to the other team's ready passing yards on this season with this receiving core as well. Man in motion is Bethea to the right. It's a high snap. He'll corral it, hand off up the middle. Zechariah Butler with a strong run, a gain of 7 yards. It was number 23 who hit him first for the Bruins, Marquez McKitchen. And I think Terry Gordon was another one in there that pushed him back. It'll be 3rd and 3. 25 to the 20 to the 15-yard line. A huge play there, and that's Devon Bowman wide open. A great throw by Howard. He found him. And it's in the red zone now for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was not a design play at all, but that receiver right there helped his quarterback out. What a nice scramble by Howard to get himself into position to make that throw. That's a good 30-yard throw.
All the way down to the 14-yard line, 13. A huge play, a big throw by Tristan Howard there on 3rd down, and now whistles blow. We'll see what the stoppage is, but Tristan Howard to start now.
I don't know what the South Florence defense does to people. We've seen this numerous times where people get right there and you think they're going to score, and then they just keep backing themselves up.
Making it now a 2nd and 22.
Yeah, and it's usually always self-inflicted.
Back at the 20, would love to have some consistency there.
Yeah, not many high schools do have great kickers. He tried to roll out that time, and he had good pressure.
We're down there in the vicinity. I didn't catch the number of the safety, but I believe that may have been Gresham Hall, number 12. But they are able to get the stop. 1:49 to go here, first quarter action. Bruins already up 7.
South Florence has done this as well before, and it looks like that could have been a hold downfield because it looks like it's more than 5 yards back. It looks like it's 1st and
yes, you're right.
16.
It was a hold. Yep, it looks like it was probably a block downfield, like you said, Chuck, that got that penalty. So it'll be 1st and 16. Still another whistle from the officials here as they will gather here at the ball. But 2 promising drives for the Tigers early. They had that nice field position to start with the McWhite return and then drove down the field well at that big Howard throw, but just couldn't execute in the red zone.
Yeah, and I will say South Florence is a team that can have some negative penalties and still get by with it.
1st and 16 after the hold. Jackson in the gun, hands up the middle, and a big push by that Bruins offensive line all the way into the secondary, and a big physical run.
Yeah, with that offensive line I've talked about already, that's why I was saying they can get a little bit behind every once in a while. They don't want to do it over and over, but they just got a big enough people. So now they're looking like at a 2nd and 8.
All the way down to the 30, whistles blow, and kind of another group together here of the officials as there's.
There were 2 players, looked like they were scrimmaging a little bit with each other downfield.
Just a warning, I believe. So it will be 2nd down and 6 to go after the nice run there by, it looks like, Cameron James. Now McLaughlin in for the carry. He'll weave his way through Tigers and falls forward for a 1st down, a gain of 7 there. No-nonsense run, as always, from Gabe McLaughlin. He'll get to the 37-yard line, and I believe a Tiger is down on the field.
Let's hope he's all right. It is homecoming, and I'm sure he has plans after the game.
Well,
looks like he's in a pretty good bit of pain there, James.
Coach Brian Wilson goes out there to check on his young player. We'll see if we can get a number and check on this young man. Some training staff out onto the field to get him looked at. We will step aside to get this young man checked out. We have 1:25 to go here in the first quarter of the game of the week here. Bruins up 7-0. We'll be back after this break.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community. to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at stoudenmeyerdowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that...
They'll come back, run it right back up your throat. That one right there was a 65.
Execution in these adversity moments here. Get the ball teed up again, and Coy Joyner getting ready to kick it into this crisp October evening night. McQuan McWhite and Bethea back deep to receive it. Goes back to that left side. McQuan McWhite waiting at the 2. He'll take it, going right side. Trying to cut back again like he did last time, and he makes a man miss, and he's down to the 20, 25, 30. Down go the sideline to the 36-yard line. Steps out of bounds there, but man, McQuan McWhite is special with the ball in his hands.
He's been doing very well from back there, and he's doing exactly the opposite of everybody else we've seen. He keeps coming back. He actually came towards this side and cut it back around to the left side and went back same path that he did. He's staying on the left side, running down, and it's working.
It was a Bruin ready for him, but he hit a little okey-doke on him.
Yeah, he missed him, but at the same time, we're used to that gang tackling where they come running all the way across the field. They're not doing it. He's not doing it, and he's electric with
like
the ball.
I said, we got to keep calling McWhite's name tonight if we want to see the Tigers staying in this football game.
Him and Howard.
100%. They'll start with good field position at the 36-yard line. Tristan Howard will start in the gun. McWhite motioning to that right side. He'll give it to Butler going left. And again, the Bruin defense tackling by population, trademark to Chuck Lawson. Loss of a yard. And the Bruins front seven as impressive as always.
Yeah, were there any other players out on the field? It looked like all 11 of them tackled him just now.
And that will bring us, clock winding. We'll see if they will get this snap off. They will not. The Bruins handling business so far here, trying to spoil the party here at homecoming for the Tigers. It is 14-0 South Florence at the end of one. We'll be back with your second quarter and more after the break.
From the Florence Toyota Studios, this is WOLH Florence, 96.3 ESPN Radio, the worldwide leader in sports.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
We now return to the high school football game of the week on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week here on ESPN Radio, streaming on Facebook and YouTube and on AM 1230 as we try to work out the technical difficulties back at the station here at Tiger Stadium. The Bruins get out to their usual business. They're up 14-0 here on the Tigers. Chuck, what have you seen so far that's really been the difference in that first quarter?
Well, I mean, so far special teams has always been strong for South Florence, but right now it looks like special teams has been playing very good for Wilson. So far, like I said, they've started in a better position. They've had really two good punt returns from McWhite.
2nd and 11. They're at the 35. They look to throw. Howard shows short to the 40. It is caught by Bethea, brought down by Willie Kennedy and some others there. A nice quick throw to set up this 3rd down and 5.
And this might be what they have to do is the short passes like that. He got it out of there within 1 or 2 seconds, got a 5-6 yard game because they're not running the ball very well against South Florence because it's just difficult for anybody to. Might be a plan they need to use.
Big 3rd down here. They'll throw to Bethea on the screen to the left side. Breaks a tackle, fighting down that corner. First man there was Will Wilson to hit him. He'll be close. I think he'll be a yard shy. It'll be 4th and 1 at the 45.
But they're doing exactly what we're talking about. Get the ball in somebody's hand quickly and see if they can make somebody miss. He made the first player miss, but unfortunately for him, South Florence was ready for him in the second level. But they got a 4th and 1. This is a manageable 4th down for them.
And, man, would it be different probably if they had number 9 in the game. Tamari Eccles, the big goal line guy for them. It is still that spread look for the Tigers. I'm sure they would like to have incorporated him into this game plan. Howard, hard count again. 3 seconds on the play clock. Coach Wilson will call a timeout here to think about this big 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, at this point right here, when you're playing against South Florence, we talked about having perfection. They've already messed up that second drive by having penalties. Now he's probably trying to get them ready. Look, 4th down, you could not have an offsides penalty right here.
I mean, just execution in general here. You give the ball over to the Bruins on their side of the field. It's already 14-0. It's this point, I mean, in the game where you got to start making these types of plays here against these Bruins. It's not going to be easy. They're right here in front of you, though. It's not 4th and 7. It's not 4th and 8. It's 4th and 1 right here. These are manageable situations that we're getting ourselves into. You have to be able to execute right here.
And I think that's why the coach has him over.
Great punt there by number 10.
And the reason I say if he throws that ball away, guess what? That punt right there, guess where they're marked at? The 10-yard line.
Right.
Yeah,
100%.
so, I mean, I realized it was 3rd down when he did it, but at the same time, save that yardage. You got to flip the field, if anything, like you're talking about. I realized they did a pretty good punt on the 20, but it could be inside the 10.
Right. Obviously, he wants to make a play there, but against this Bruins defense, sometimes you got to know when, all right, play's over, get it out.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That was the time to fold them.
But Terry Gordon, I believe.
He can't push any.
Right. You can't push when your feet are off the ground.
Correct. He didn't even tackle him. He had to push him. He had to push him out of bounds.
Mark him at the 44. Another fresh set of downs for the Bruins.
Looks like he's just not necessarily faster than anybody, but not far from it.
He's got that burst, that next gear, and he gets to it very quickly.
This is a big, big stop they need this series right here.
Right at midfield at the own 44. Jackson in the gun, takes a snap, looking to throw, rolls to right side, pressure kind of getting to him. He'll throw from the 35 across his body, and he's got a man at the 30. Dragged down there by Devon. Tigers.
Yeah, that was a big, big stop by him. He got a loss of yardage of about 4 yards, and it's very hard to bring.
Goes for a yard in your backfield, all the way back to the 41-yard line now.
Florence would probably gain 10 yards on that play, and they only got 2, so now it's 3rd down and forever.
Yep. 5:40. I believe there's one timeout left on.
Of course, you don't. South Florence lost their homecoming game.
Absolutely.
To Northwestern.
Here we go, 3rd down, and whistles blow again as we get set for play here. As I believe they just had to reset the play clock there. Yes, they'll run it back now. Here we go, 5:21 here. It'll be 3rd and long for the Bruins. Still in that spread look, Messiah Jackson. Pressure look from the Tigers. Will they send more than 4? They'll send Cam James to that side and maybe pick up that pressure. He'll look to throw. They send a house to Messiah Jackson. He just has to throw it to the left side. Nothing there for the Bruins. Tigers sent the house, and it'll be 4th down.
Let's see. That should be intentional grounding. Let's see if they throw the penalty flag. There it is right there. Yeah, that was intentional grounding. He was not outside the pocket, and I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage on that throw either.
I don't believe it
He
did.
didn't have time.
No, there wasn't. And really, I mean, we'll get some points on the board here before half. McQuan McWhite sitting at his 5-yard line. Messiah Jackson standing at the Tigers' 45. High snap. Jackson, pressure on him, but he'll get it out. Have that ace up their sleeve, and even now on defense, they're on the offensive as Tristan Howard will stand 5 yards into his own end zone. Give to McQuan McWhite up the middle of the field. I think he may have gotten out of the end zone there just by the hair of the football, but the Bruins all over it. It'll be 2nd down still at the 1.
Yeah, they marked him at the line of scrimmage. He just got over and got back to where the line of scrimmage is. That was very close.
Danger situation for the Tigers here. As McWhite staying in the backfield, lined up 2 tight ends set for the Tigers as they're just trying to desperately get a little room here. Low snap for Howard. He'll pick it up and heave it down the right sideline. One-on-one coverage, incomplete. Great play there. No, a flag flies late. intended for, I think that was Bethea. I believe that was Amari Reeves in coverage. A little hand fighting there towards the end, and then the flag flies.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play you have to have if you're against. Is it against Wilson or South Florence? Because
I think it's got to be against the
against
Bruins
South,
there.
I thought it was, but
huge.
And that's just the kind of play they needed to get out of the end zone. Of course, I mean you don't necessarily just heave it up there to get a penalty, but
you had one-on-one coverage though with one of your best receivers. So.
Oh, it's against them.
Late flag was not a
that's
PI.
why it looked weird. There might be offsetting
yes,
penalties or
offsetting
something.
penalties for both teams. The pass interference for
and offsides for Wilson.
False start.
Yeah.
False start for Wilson and a pass interference for the Bruins. That'll replay the down, and what would have been a huge escape, it'll be a replay of down still on the one. Is Tristan Howard. Same look, two tight ends. Butler, the tailback now, as McQuan McWhite to the left, and Bethea to the right. Hard count now, he'll look to throw. He'll go left side. This time it's McQuan McWhite who's going to dive. A defender dove over the top of him. Did he corral that football inbounds? No, incomplete. A diving effort there by the South Florence safety Gresham Hall as McQuan McWhite slipped there, and it'll set up third down.
Yeah, pass was a little bit behind him anyway, which gave – he wasn't even the man covering. 12 wasn't the man covering him. He just actually read the ball, saw where it was coming from, and almost made an interception.
Yep. And now a huge third down and 10. The Bruins backed them all the way up to the one. They're looking to get the ball back here or, heck, get a 2-point safety. Howard in the gun. He'll look to throw. Pressure in his face. He's got to get out of it. He'll get past to the 1-yard line. He'll throw down the sideline. Incomplete. Right at that line of scrimmage is where he launched the football intended for McWhite, but Coach Brian Wilson caught it for him out of bounds. And it'll be a punt look now for the Tigers backed up.
Yeah, that was a terrible false start penalty because if they don't have that, they're out of this area. Now they are backed up so tight. The kicker doesn't have – the punter's not going to have a lot of room here to get it off, and South Florence will come after this ball.
Jayon Perkins standing at the Tiger 35 to receive the possible punt. Another flag flies as is on – I believe it was some type of substitution penalty on the Tigers. They'll decline it. And all the same, Tristan Howard standing about 8 yards deep into the end zone as the Bruins have 9 men up to try to block this. And here they come, but he gets it off. A sky-high punch. Short, he'll catch it at the 32-yard line on a fair catch by Jayon Perkins, and they'll start it there at the 32.
Now, it's a nice possession by Jayon Perkins, but he had a little time to actually run that ball. I'm surprised he didn't take off with it and get an extra 5 or 6 yards at least.
But you stay in the good graces of your coaches right there.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I was about to say. But to secure it and to make sure that nobody gets upset with you, not a bad play either.
Yeah, 100%. Good field position for the Bruins at the 32-yard line with 4:08 to go here in the first half of play.
This is a big drive for them, South Florence, to go up 21.
Messiah Jackson will take the snap, handoff up the middle. Cam James fighting, and he'll gain 4 there, tackled by a massive Tigers. But a steady rhythm, as usual, from the Bruins.
Yeah, they got a good push on there, just not as much as normal, but for Wilson right now, this is a dire possession. You need to stop them for sure so that second half comes out, you're only down 2 scores. It's a big, big drive for them.
Second down and 7 now for the Bruins. 2 receivers to Messiah Jackson's left, 2 tight ends to his right. He'll fake it to James and go up the middle is Messiah Jackson on a quarterback power, pushing the whole Bruins team, trying to get him past that first down marker. I think they may have him just a yard short there. They've been favorable on a lot of these, though, so we'll see if they give it to him.
No, on that one they show he's about a yard short. I can see where the sideline judge is over here where he's standing at.
To the 36, it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Bruins, still in the gun. Messiah Jackson with Gabe McLaughlin to his right. Give to McLaughlin in a huge hole for number 13 as he just plows forward, bouncing off of Tigers all the way to the 15-yard line. And that's a first down for the Bruins now in the red zone.
And that particular not draw play, but he took it to the right-hand side, and nobody touched him for 5 or 6 yards. But when they did immediately stop him. He's a powerhouse. I'm surprised he didn't get a couple of extra yards.
That right side, when you got Jen Wright and you've got Ethan Cash there, it's
just wide open.
Hard running. Messiah Jackson, hard count, movement. We'll check the flag. It looks like it may be an offsides. Yes, it'll be a free 5 on the Tigers there. That'll back them up. Inside the 10-yard line now will be 1st and 5 from the 9.
And we talked about it already. You cannot make these mistakes. I mean, you can, but you're going to lose the game.
You have the free will to do so, but if you'd like to win.
Yes.
Messiah Jackson in the gun again now, loaded right side. They'll give it to McLaughlin as he'll favor that side. Plowing forward is Gabe McLaughlin, still driving. Looks like a defender may have even grabbed him by close to the helmet there, up around his head, but no flag flies.
Yeah, it looked like he had both sides of his helmet.
There's ear holes in his helmet and pulling him down almost. That was crazy.
Maybe our eyeballs are just both bad right now, but that certainly looked like a face mask on both sides or a helmet mask. You can't grab the ear hole either.
No, you can't, but no, maybe we didn't see it. 2nd and 1. McLaughlin still in the game. Give it to him again, this time favoring that left side. He'll bounce it out. Gabe McLaughlin, a stiff arm, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Gabe McLaughlin, as he kicks the door in on the homecoming party.
Yeah, that young man was ready for that touchdown. That stiff arm was nice. I feel bad for the defender just then because he was getting himself up off the ground. It wasn't just a stiff arm that pushed him away. It was a stiff arm that put him straight down.
Yep, the Tigers.
Almost like that one. There was one stiff arm we saw. I can't remember where it was, but the guy looked like he chokeslammed him.
Yeah.
Was that last week maybe?
I think it was a good stiff arm last week. Coy Joyner on to kick it is up and good, but clouded up that middle to the Tiger defense, but McLaughlin had that vision and that stiff arm to bounce to the outside. And it's 21-0 for the Bruins with 1:37 to go here in the first half. And the Tigers are going to need to answer quickly before half.
And that's what I was talking about. I mean, they really needed to stop this particular drive. They're going to be down 21. They are down 21. They're young men, so they get frustrated when they're down like this as well. Now, hopefully the halftime speech, the halftime hoorah, the homecoming atmosphere will get them back in this game because they're not out of it yet, but it ain't going to be too far from it. If they don't score on offense and South Florence gets another touchdown, we're up 28-0 at that point, and then it is hard to come back.
They've had some solid plays. They've had some solid drives moving the ball up and down the field, but it's really – you can move the ball all you want in between the 30s and the 35s, especially if you don't have a kicker, though. You got to be able to finish in those red areas. I know the absence of Tamari Eccles, I'm sure, probably looming large in that regard as well. They love him down in that red area in those short yardage situations, but the card's already stacked against the Tigers here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to miss him because he's a really good running back as well.
Okay.
Well, Wildcat quarterback.
The Tiger package, Wild Tiger. Coy Joyner will kick it to that right side, a little too far to the right that time as it'll bounce out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So good starting field position here for the Tigers. They have a timeout and 1:37 to work with here. And Tristan Howard, it's go mode at this point. You have your guys, McWhite, Bethea, some other great players in this receiving core. It's time to air it out.
I didn't even see the flag thrown at all nowhere. I'm looking, it never did.
He dropped it right at the 5.
I did it because I never, okay.
They'll
I was
have
looking
it
for it. I was like, it's got to be 35-yard line.
Yep. So they'll have to go 65 yards to the other side to try to get some points on the board here. The Bruins will get the ball as well to start the second half. So Howard in the gun will look to quarterback draw, going right side, trying to find the corner, and he gets a nice block by his receiver there as he'll stick the ball out there. We'll see if he got that first down yardage. It's right there. No, they'll mark him about 2 yards short there, but a nice run there by Tristan Howard to get out of bounds as well. 1:30 now, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, he's able to stop the clock on that run as well. Looks like he's offsides. There he goes. Never mind. He moved back.
Howard in the gun, trips to his left. He'll look to throw. Firing over the middle of the field, low, incomplete. Had a man popping up over the middle of the field with some space, but too low of a throw there, incomplete. It'll bring 3rd down and 2 now. The intended receiver was Devon Bowman.
They really need this 3rd down to get some type of possible, I shouldn't say Hail Mary yet, but the way they've been playing, they need to get themselves inside that 30-yard line so they can throw up a ball, because they don't have it. Doesn't look like they've got a great kicker yet, because they definitely haven't went for it.
Howard hard counts, looking to the sideline. Coach Brian Wilson calling the plays with some hand signals here on this crucial 3rd and 2, looking to throw left side. He's got McQuan McWhite out in the flat on a screen play, and he'll stiff arm looking to that sideline, and I think he knew exactly where that marker was, and he got it for a 3-yard first down.
And got out of bounds to stop the clock as well.
A minute 20, a first down for the Tigers, and McQuan McWhite making another big play there. It'll set up a fresh set of downs, and like Chuck said, the clock stops with him getting out of bounds. So far, a nice methodical drive as they're looking to cross midfield. Checking to the sideline now, Howard. Audibling at the line now. Trips to his right, sending Butler out to that right side as well. As now pressure up the middle. He's going to look to throw. Flag flies, looks like on a hold. He'll throw down the field. It's caught by Bethea at the 35, and he's brought down there. But check the flag. It's probably going to be a hold, and it's coming back.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a hold on Wilson's offensive lineman. We both saw it live. Unfortunately, when that happens, that was a nice throw and a nice catch, by the way, to give Wilson a little credit there. Unfortunately,
100%.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get too excited about it because we knew it was coming back.
That pressure was almost immediate up the middle there by the Bruins, forcing Bethea to roll out to that right, but the offensive line just trying to gain a little traction back, got a little handsy there. That flag flew immediately, but like you said, to give credit to Caden Bethea and to Tristan Howard, that was a nice pitch and catch in traffic.
No doubt. Just unfortunately doesn't count.
The hold will bring him back 10 plus. Man, this is a big time hold here. Goodness gracious. Mark him down.
He must have, he had to have held him behind the line of scrimmage, or either that or this was a roughing. I mean, a 15-yard penalty or something?
All the way back to the 31-yard line is where the first down marker is at the other side of the 45, on the other side of the field. Howard in trouble, looking to throw. He'll fire deep down the left sideline. Incomplete. No, it's intercepted. Omari Reeves. No. Who was that? A huge interception down the left sideline for the Bruins. That was Will Wilson, the senior, on the sideline into traffic. The ball was batted in the air, and he tiptoed and caught the football in a huge turnover.
Yeah, it looked like the receiver had it, and it almost was like Will Wilson took it from him, popped it up in the air, and got it from him.
Yep.
Because the receiver had a chance to catch that ball. What a nice play. And he's another ball hawk. We've seen him intercept balls, too. So that South Florence defense, as far as their DBs, they're showing up.
That was something I believe that probably we were really looking forward to at the beginning part of the season. And then, like you said, they kind of had to work their way into that big loss to Northwestern. They kind of got exposed a little bit there. But since then, a bunch more interceptions, starting with that kind of Darlington game there. And they have just been turning your opponents over and over again now.
And to me, it was expected for them to lose to Northwestern, to be honest with you. You're playing a bigger 5A school, but they held their own as long as they could.
Jackson will start this drive at the 20, handoff up the middle of the field. That's Cameron James fighting for yardage. Gain about 7 yards here with 45 seconds to go with 2 timeouts. Not a whole lot of urgency here from the Bruins as they'll get back to the line now. Still in the gun, Messiah Jackson. Looking now, play fake. He got him to bite. Now he's going to look to throw, rolls left side, and nobody's open to Messiah Jackson's got a lot of green to the 40, to the 45 as he'll run out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Clock stops with 24 seconds to go, and that might change the strategy a little bit. A good run by number 7.
Possibly so. Definitely Wilson cannot afford to let South Florence score right now because South Florence does get the ball first in the second half. And that would be disastrous for Wilson.
Jackson looking comfortable with 24 seconds left at the 46-yard line. Looks to throw a roll out to the left, or excuse me, the right side to John Perkins, but the Tigers are all over it. A great play there by Brian Wilson, the second there, the coach's son, knowing the play there and immediately all over Jaron Perkins. He maybe got a yard, and that will do it. The Bruins are content to let it go to half there. Your score 21-0 here. The Bruins over the Tigers here at the end of the first half at homecoming night. We'll see if the Tigers will try to put up a fight for their homecoming crowd in the second half. We'll have scores and updates here at your halftime break. We'll be back for the second half. After that, take it away.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StoudenmeyerDowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-758-76768.
And it is Matt Jordan back here in the ESPN Radio studios where South Florence has a 21-0 lead over the Wilson Tigers as we head to the half. Some scores from around the area sees North Myrtle Beach 35, Carolina Forest 7. C.A. Johnson leads Great Falls 16-6. At the half, Waccamaw shutting out Aner 21-0. Hartsville on top of Darlington late in the second 7-0. Myrtle Beach 14, Socastee 0, and Sumter on top of Blythewood right now 21-14. Top 25 action in college sees Louisville with a 14-0 halftime lead over Miami. Nebraska and Minnesota late in the first are scoreless. American League Championship Series, Toronto leads Seattle 2-1. Brewers and Dodgers get underway at 8:35. Once again, your score at the half. It is South Florence 21, Wilson 0. We will return for the second half of football action right after this here on ESPN Radio 96.3 FM.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StoudenmeyerDowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Autoglass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Autoglass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Autoglass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
This is the college football preview from the Sports Talk Media Network. Phil Kornblut along with Chris Bergen. All right, Bergie, State Fair is going on in Columbia right next door to Williams-Brice Stadium. Will the Gamecocks have some fun and games with the Oklahoma Sooners on Saturday, or are the Sooners going to come in and just run over the Gamecocks and hand them another SEC defeat?
Bringing the Sooner to town for the first time. I do like that reference to the State Fair. Give me an elephant ear, and if you're a Gamecock fan, a big win. The problem is going to be, Phil, and Ellis Johnson brought this stat up on Wednesday night, and I thought it was fascinating. I'm all in now on the defensive stop rate, and that's basically a defensive series that ends in a 3-and-out and a punt, a turnover, or a turnover on downs. And Oklahoma ranks 4th in the nation in that stat. 80% of their defensive series end in one of those categories. I just don't know that the Gamecocks offensively can get enough points regardless of what happens along the offensive line. I think the OL will play better under Sean Elliott. I don't know that it matters, though. This is a Gamecock team that just cannot score enough points against a really, really good defense like they're going to see Saturday.
Well, while the Sooners are in Columbia, it'll be the Ponies up at Clemson as SMU pays a visit to Death Valley. Bergie, this SMU team, they're one of the undefeated teams in ACC play. Now, Clemson is still holding out hope of somehow, some way, managing a way into the ACC championship game by winning all their games and then things happening around them. A lot's got to happen around them, but first and foremost for them, they got to beat SMU. They got to beat everybody that follows SMU.
Well, Dabo Sweeney says he's still got faith in this football team. Said on Tuesday they are fighting for their playoff lives. He may be the only one that believes that, but you're right, Phil. There is still a long shot pathway, and it starts with a win over SMU, and it actually will start on the health, I think, of Cade Klubnik. Dabo saying on Wednesday that he's gone from day to day to hour, and they're hoping as the week progresses he'll go to second and then be ready to play on Saturday. If Klubnik cannot go, I don't see them beating SMU. If he does, the way the offense has played the last couple of weeks, that ought to be a heck of a football game on Saturday.
Coastal Carolina coming off a win last week at home in the rain against ULM. Now traveling up into the mountains to take on a bitter rival, Appalachian State. Tough chore ahead for the Chanticleers. If they can win this one, however, this would be kind of a turn-the-page kind of moment for them on this season.
It is SIB week in Conway, Phil. They don't reference Appalachian State. They call them the school in Boone, and that gives you an idea of just how much they dislike the Mountaineers. And Appalachian State returns the favorite. Coastal's won the last 3 in the series, but winning up there is awfully tough. App's got a 14-game home winning streak on Saturdays. Coastal's beaten them in midweek games before, but they're going to put that on the line Saturday. It will all come down to if Coastal can block the front 7 of Appalachian State. They're the best team in the conference in terms of tackles for loss. They are ranked in the top 10 nationally in terms of run defense. They are very, very good up front. Dowell Loggins has done a tremendous job. The former OC at South Carolina has done a tremendous job in his first season. It ought to be a heck of a game at 3:30 up at Boone, as it always is. Homecoming, and leaves will be out. So we're looking forward to a trip up to the mountains this weekend.
All right, let's see what else is going on around the state on Saturday. You got Furman playing at Wofford. The Paladins coming off a lopsided loss at Western Carolina. That had to shock them. Meantime, Wofford got their first win of the season last weekend against Norfolk State, so the Terriers will have some momentum and some confidence going to that game in Spartanburg. Also, Presbyterian looking to stay undefeated, looking to extend some winning streaks. They'll be at home to take on Stetson. The Blue Hose, they are 6-0, and they won impressively at Butler last weekend. Charleston Southern will play at Western Illinois. The Buccaneers, tough loss last week at home against Tennessee Tech. Meantime, Newberry is on a heater. The Wolves have won 3 in a row. They beat Tusculum on the road last week, home to Mars Hill on Saturday. The Citadel with back-to-back wins over Chattanooga and Valdosta State. And the Bulldogs will be home to take on a very hot offense, Western Carolina. Catamounts can pass you dizzy. We'll see how the Bulldogs handle that. Erskine, looking for their first win of the season, will play at Shorter. North Greenville, winners of 2 in a row on the road. They'll be at home to take on UNC Pembroke. Benedict, which is undefeated, the only other undefeated team in our state, at 6-0, and the Tigers will play at Edward Waters. And Anderson, which has won their last 2, coming off a win at Lenoir-Rhine. The Trojans will be at home to take on Carson Newman. That's the college football preview. For Chris Bergen, this is Phil Kornblut on the Sports Talk Media Network.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-5-87768.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StoudenmeyerDowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation project. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-5-87768.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
For decades, Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StaudenmeyerDowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-5-87768.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
For decades, Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Staudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StaudenmeyerDowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-5-87768.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, Gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StoudenmeyerDowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-587-768.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
For decades, Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home in Florence has been there for our community to help them heal after a loss with dignified and memorable funeral services. When you choose Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home, you're choosing a legacy of trust when it comes to caring for both those who have gone and the family and friends they left behind. Everyone grieves differently, but Stoudenmeyer Dowling Funeral Home is committed to helping you through it. They're always available to you by phone, email, Facebook, and their website at StoudenmeyerDowling.com.
If that crack in your windshield is driving you crazy, but you don't have time to get it fixed, call Galloway Auto Glass, a mobile service company that comes to you. Owner and operator Will Floyd has over 20 years experience in auto glass repair and replacement, but the real boss is Judge, the Labrador Retriever who rides along and ensures customer satisfaction. Galloway Auto Glass always treats your vehicle like their own and will even help you file your insurance claim. Call Galloway Auto Glass at 843-332-7575 or 664-9918, serving Florence, Darlington, Hartsville, and surrounding areas.
Metal roof and wall siding is available locally at Adams Metal Building Supply, a 40-year-old company offering metal building supplies for your home, farm, and recreation projects. Adams Metal Building Supply can order walk-through metal door kits and overhead doors, as well as bolt-up metal buildings in 4 different sizes for the DIY homeowner. Adams Metal Building Supply, where quality meets durability. Call Heather today at 843-669-6399 or toll free at 1-888-766-0043.
I was ignorant when it comes to financial literacy. Thank God for the protection plan. I now have the roadmap to my financial future. No matter where you are in life, better credit, saving for a goal, or protecting your family's future, the protection plan is here for you. Boost your credit, secure your legacy with wills and trusts, and stay on track with budgeting and debt payoff tools. Call your certified wealth educators at 877-587-768.
It's football season, which means it's time to head to Rivals, a store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grillers. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs at Rivals, a store divided.
From the Florence Toyota Studios, this is WOLH Florence, 96.3 ESPN Radio, the worldwide leader in sports.
Coming up after the game, it's the South Carolina High School Scoreboard Show on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week here on 96.3 ESPN Radio. That one is down at the moment. We're also on 12:30 a.m. streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. But welcome back to the game of the week here at Tigers Stadium here. Homecoming night for Wilson High School. The South Florence Bruins dominating the first half of play, now up 21-0, and will be receiving the football to start this second half. A great homecoming court and a great band celebration there for that halftime. Wilson absolutely does a fantastic job with all of that here at Tiger Stadium, but now the football team has to follow suit, Chuck.
Yeah, Wilson actually shot themselves in the foot some in that first half, and we talked about how you almost had to play perfect to be able to beat South Florence. They're going to have a perfect second half and hope that South Florence just totally bombs the whole second half, to be honest with you, because South Florence is getting the ball first.
It starts here. A quick little squib kick, and the ball is loose out of the open field here. Ball's still loose. A surprise little onside kick by the Tigers down to about the 35-yard line, and the Tigers have it. A huge play to start the second half.
And we talked about special teams in the past and everything, and so far this is the first team that I've seen actually competing with South Florence's special teams. They're doing it in a little different fashion. They've had two great kick returns, an onside. That wasn't even necessarily an onside kick.
It was like a squib up the middle.
It was up the middle, and it almost looked like he didn't need to kick it that far.
It bounced off the player's hands there.
Yeah, South Florence had a chance to recover it.
Either way, first down, huge play now at the 34-yard line is where the Tigers will get a chance to start this second half, stealing a possession there from the Bruins. Tristan Howard in the gun, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Checks there, and now the snap and whistles immediately. And Coach Brian Wilson forced there to call his first timeout on the first play from scrimmage to start the second half.
He saved a penalty just then, which is a good call by by the coach just now, Coach Wilson, but that's not the way you want to start a second half. You've already lost one of your timeouts. We're going to see how this goes for Wilson. They've got to stop doing this kind of stuff to be able to compete in this game, and we definitely want to see them compete, James,
Absolutely. I'm sure we're not the only ones. I'm sure the decked-out fans in the purple and gold we've seen it just on that missed touchdown earlier and a couple of the big plays. This environment is ready to jump out of their skin and get behind this team. They just need a little fuel.
Yeah, they just need to get a score here, something positive. And the score is what they need. This fan base will be going crazy.
Howard from the gun. He'll take the snap, looks to throw. Quick slant caught. That is McQuan McWhite right at the 31-yard line. Called a gain of 3 or 4 there on the short throw to McWhite.
Yeah, and if they can keep doing plays like that, getting 3-4 yards, that's what I was saying before, it's hard to run on them. Those are the kind of quick passes you need to try to counter the run that you can't do right now.
Howard hard counts and checks to the sideline. They've been doing that a lot, taking their time, making sure they get a look at the defense and then getting that play called in. 15 seconds on the play clock now for Howard as he settles back into the gun. McWhite in motion from left to right. He'll take the snap and he'll give it up the middle. This is Butler bulldozing forward, a violent run from a gain of about 4 or 5, and he'll set up a third and manageable about 3 or 4 yards for the Tigers.
And we've seen this already from Wilson, and this is where you've got to make sure that you are mentally right and not getting yourselves put behind the sticks by mental errors like false starts.
Here we go.
Letting him get sacked. I mean, there's so many things right now that can go bad to push them backwards, and right now that's been a momentum killer for twice already through drives.
Taking their time here, trying to get settled in. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 3 to the right of Howard, 1 to the left. Butler, the back to his right. High snap, he'll look to throw. Pressure in his face. Looks like almost no one blocked for him there. 4 Tigers blocking 1 Bruin. Not a good recipe as Howard just forced to throw it into the dirt. I think he did get it past the line of scrimmage there. Coach Marlowe pleading on the sideline for a PI, or excuse me, a intentional grounding, but it'll be just a incomplete pass there.
Yeah, they all swarmed in there, but of course you know who was in there. Terry Gordon.
Always.
Number 10. Just swarmed all of them. They're so fast on defense, and Wilson could not afford this. That's why I said like a sack, but he did avoid the sack.
Leaves it to 4th and 3.
Nice play by Howard, at least avoid the sack and put themselves in 4th and manageable.
Got to have it here. They haven't been able to convert on a 4th down so far tonight. Howard will look to throw. Pressure will fire to the right side. He's got his man complete. Right at the marker, Caden Bethea hauls it in. A nice hands catch to the right side, and they'll have enough for the Tiger first down.
And that is the second 4th down they have converted tonight. Last one was a 4th and 1. This one was a 4th and 3. Well-designed play and just right there at the marker.
Inside the 25-yard line now. He'll look to throw again as Howard, but he'll look to run now. A little toss outside to the left side. A little
pitch.
Hot pass to the right there in traffic to Bethea. Just trying to get rid of the football. It'll get him 2 yards on the dangerous play there.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out for him. It's not always the smartest thing to throw a ball like that because it's kind of like a pitch, but it's a pitch forward.
A little overhand toss into traffic. Bethea had his hands ready for it, and he held on at the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Howard, once again, being patient, sending his man in motion to the right side. He'll look to throw left side. He's got his man in the end zone. McQuan McWhite beat him for a touchdown. McQuan McKnight in the back of the end zone.
He was wide open. I mean, he did have 2 people. He outran that guy by about 2 yards, and what a beautiful pass in the corner. Similar to Messiah Jackson's throw as well. In the corner, perfectly thrown. Only his guy could get it.
Over the outstretched arms of the all-region Will Wilson and Gresham Hall, the do-it-all man for the Tigers, McQuan McWhite, making his impact there. It is point after pending for the Tigers now.
So it worked out for them to have that, and he does make it.
Got it.
Yeah, he did make the kick, but it does help them set up. Got this fan base a little bit happier. Way to go on the onside kick. If you're going to take that chance, make sure you deliver off of it. And Wilson did it.
They got the 4th down there. Sets up just McQuan McWhite using that electric speed to get by Will Wilson there, just burning the defense into the end zone, and Tristan Howard trusting his go-to guy there. And a little bit of a different atmosphere now as the Tiger faithful getting involved. And now the Tiger defense will look to get this very important stop.
Now, what would be fun, James, if they go for another onside kick right now?
Yeah. Really, like we said, it was like that squib kick, and now they've kind of changed up the look, I believe. I think that's Tyner, their senior receivers in the middle of the field there to try to field any type of trickery. As it's Devon Bowman, the kick ran. It is another onside kick. This time I saw it ahead of time. Ben Tyner, that senior receiver, fell right on it at the 50. They were prepared.
Yeah, no offense, but if I could feel it happening, I'm pretty sure the coach could too, because I had a gut feeling they were about to try it again.
Good adjustment there by Coach Marlowe to put that senior receiver in there instead of a blocker.
Yeah.
And is able to snuff out that trickery. So the Bruins have it right at the 50-yard line with 9:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter of action. But the Tiger faithful on their feet to support the defense here. 1st down.
As a brave call to do it twice, because I feel like at that point right there you have the momentum. You may want to kick it downfield to go ahead and make them try to use the whole field. Instead, they're already in your territory after one
Jackson
play.
in the gun. He'll quarterback, keep it going left side. Got a lot of running room. Messiah Jackson to the 40, and he'll scamper out of bounds. A gain of 11 for Messiah Jackson.
And this is what I was talking about. Immediately, I knew after one play they'd probably be in their territory. They already are. if you're Wilson, they score so fast, South Florence does.
Again, Jackson now in the gun looking to throw. Left side got his man. That's Malik Robinson running through Tigers at the first down marker. And now gangs of Bruins and Tigers pushing and shoving all the way down to the 23-yard line goes Malik Robinson.
Yeah, Malik had a nice route, just then got the ball like you were talking about. But once they all got together, it looked like there was about 7 Wilson and 7 South Florence players all trying to push, shove, and everything. But the result is a first down.
All the way to the 22, first down again. They look to throw that screen, but it was right immediately. And what a play by that Tiger defensive back. I believe that was oh my goodness, I think that might have been number 18, Jaden Boston, read it all the way and just was super glued to Jayon Perkins on that screen. Lucky to not be a pick.
Yeah, that senior slung him around. He's lucky that South Florence is lucky he didn't, because he spun him around. He's lucky he didn't lose the ball.
Huge play there. It's a loss of 3 on the play. Bruins in the gun. Jackson will look to quarterback. Keep again. Fakes to Cam James running left side. Tripped up there. Gains about 3. Getting back to that original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 for the Bruins just outside the red zone.
So far, it's been a good stop for Wilson, considering that they gave them an onside kick. This is where they need to buckle down and get this 3rd down, and then if we've seen Marlowe go for 4th downs a lot, so there's a good chance he'll go for 4.
Yeah, you need a little bit of yardage here. You got 2 downs to get 10 yards. We haven't seen Coy Joyner attempt many field goals this year. We know how great he is for the extra points. A little different ball game when they're going on a hash from a little further out. They back to that 3 backfield set. It'll fake to Cam James. Jackson up the middle of the field, and he'll only gain about 3 yards there. Great play there by the Tiger defense. That was number 11, Amir Douglas, right in the middle there, the senior, to get the stop. It's 4th and 8 now, and a decision for Coach Marlowe.
I believe he'll go for it, James, but this is going to be the biggest play for the Wilson defense of the night. If they can get a stop here and keep South Florence.
The Wilson student section and the home crowd on their feet.
They might be.
There is a quick substitution here.
And we see our first field goal attempt, looks like.
It looks like Coy Joyner will be out there to try for this field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. Tyner, the sure-handed receiver, will be the holder. And we're going to have another timeout here. Coach Wilson upset with his team. They have to burn a timeout there on a field goal on a 4th down. That's his 2nd timeout of this second half.
Yeah, that's not ideal if you're Coach Wilson. Team needed to be ready for them to come off the field just in case they did. And not sure who's to blame on that for the coaching, but it's not ideal to be using that 2nd timeout this early in the second half.
Especially, your team's getting back into it. I mean, you want to keep those in your back pocket whenever you hopefully get this down to a 1-score game here. You need a stop.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're hoping right now because we haven't seen him kick. This is a pretty good kick, 35 yards. Yep. If they can keep them off the board, you're keeping that momentum going, and your team takes over right there.
Here we go. It will be Coy Joyner. Ben Tyner will be the hold man. This will be a 36-yard kick. The left-footed Joyner. Snaps high. He'll get corralled. Goes down low. A line driving kick is no good. Just off to the left side. A low line driver from Coy Joyner. Didn't have the accuracy. And the score stays 21-7. And what a stop by the Tigers.
Yeah, keep that momentum going. To me, that turned out as best they could after trying an onside kick, giving South Florence the ball at the 50. I honestly expected them to get down and possibly score, and Wilson stepped up like they should.
The Tigers with their first big stop of the game, and the crowd can feel it. The momentum of this game shifting back to the middle. That's Tristan Howard. This will go a long way on this drive here to try to get it to a 1-possession game. 6:55 to go, 3rd quarter action as they start at the 20-yard line. Howard in the gun, 3 to his left. McQuan McWhite at the top. He'll give it on a draw. Up the middle is Butler plowing through Bruins. And Willie Kennedy was able to wrap him up after a gain of 5 there.
I don't know how long it's going to continue, but right now Wilson is getting it in the trenches and pushing South Florence's defense back pretty regularly, running the ball the last 2 drives.
2nd down and 4. High snap above Tristan Towers' head. They're going to have to go back and corral it all the way back into the 10-yard line. Zechariah Butler falls on it all the way back there. It'll be a loss of 10+ on the bad snap.
How many times do we talk about these momentum killers? That literally, I mean, he threw it about, that was like 3 yards over the quarterback's head.
That was a lot.
I mean, I'm talking about just over his head, and then back past him was probably another 6 yards. What a big mistake.
He sets up a 3rd down and 19 now, all the way back at the 10. Another high snap. He's got to corral it with one hand. Howard is able to corral it, firing over the middle, and it is dropped. Devon Bowman in the middle of the field try to bring it into his chest, but will come up incomplete there. And now a promising set of plays by the Tigers ends in disaster is another 4th down, and they're forced to punt.
Yeah, and we've seen this so many times. He almost did it again. That was a very, very good play by Howard to corral that ball. If not, it's going into the end zone, and then it becomes either a safety or I think it becomes a safety if it goes out at that point too. Yeah.
Tristan Howard now standing in his punter. Flags fly. Motion up front. I believe this will probably back the Tigers up another 5.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not saying it again right now. Wilson, stop doing this, though. I know Coach Wilson has got to be going crazy.
Right. It's the duality of high school football right there, my friend. So.
Yeah, he's only got 1 timeout left, though, to chew him back out. So
right.
If they keep making mistakes, he's got, like I said, 1 more time to correct it.
That will be, looks like a hold on the Bruins there, and that will back them up. It'll be 1st down, start them at the.
I have no idea what happened, but he individually, personal effort, good job by Perkins. He gained an extra 10, but it looks like it's coming back.
Probably in the area of holding again. The Bruins already backing up, so.
And this is what we talk about, shooting yourselves in the foot. Now South Florence is starting to do it.
Yep. This is what Wilson needed for them to stay in the game. It is a hold against the Bruins. And now the Tigers pinning the Bruins back a little bit here, and the Bruins letting the Wilson team stay in it in a game where you got to think Coach Marlowe is saying you guys should be up by a little more than this right now.
Yeah, you would think that he was putting. Wilson is this is only their, I think it was the 2nd drive, but I mean, Wilson has gotten, 3 drives in the second half already?
A lot more resistance, though, by the Tiger defense so far.
Yes.
Haven't quite been able to run as efficiently here for the Bruins. Here we go. 1st down now, all settled after the
20.
penalty. It'll be 1st and 20 at the 47-yard line of the Tigers. Jackson will take the snap, hand off up the middle. Cameron James weaving through Tigers and then dropping his shoulder for a gain of 5 there, setting up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, good job by Wilson's defense to be able to catch that running back. Like we talked about, he's a shorter guy and harder to see, but secured the tackle that time, only a game of what you said, 5.
Yep.
So 2nd and 15.
Long way to go for the Bruins. As number 18 for the Bruins checks into the ball game, that's Desmond Spears lining up that receiver. The freshman wide receiver getting a lot of reps tonight. Haven't seen much of Samaj Parker. Obviously, we missed the game last week. Not sure if there's an injury for him or not.
There's encroachment on that particular play by Wilson's defense. Just gave South Florence that extra 5 yards.
Another free 5. The Tiger defense helping them out now. A series of penalties will now set up a 2nd down and 10 now. Jackson in the gun, hands to James going right side, slipping through defenders. Cameron James all the way to the 25, and then wrapped down in the secondary. The elusive.
The ball can come out, but Messiah Jackson is experienced. So
this is a huge stop here. You got to think that this is a no-nonsense type of play call here from Drew Marlowe on 4th and 1. Can the Tiger defensive line make a stand here? Tight formation by the Bruins. A lot of movement. Now they get set. Bruce Thompson left side. McLaughlin in the backfield. Whistles blow, and Drew Marlowe wanted to call a timeout there, and he will. He'll use his first of
individual play because he was hit a little bit. He did get the first down, but he was hit shortly after that, and he took it to the house. He missed two guys. He made two guys miss that tackle. I know it sounds funny, but I'm actually, these binoculars help me see what just happened.
Absolutely.
And he got by and scored on the F. And we were just talking about how much of a good runner he is. How it's hard to bring him down, and that was just proof of it, James. Best quarterback in Region 5-4A, in my opinion.
Snaps up, kick is good. It is now 28-0 with 2:09 to go. I can probably testify to that as well, Chuck. I mean, there's a lot of competition.
To the right-hand side where he was getting burnt, he took it straight up the middle instead, and they were able to actually secure the tackle this time where we're used to behind the 20.
Did a great job filling that cutback as well that McWhite's been kind of abusing. This time he couldn't make all two or three Bruins miss that time. So
it's a good adjustment by Marlowe.
Absolutely. Ball will be spotted at the 13 after the return there. 2:01 to go here, third quarter action for the Tigers, as they're going to have to try to keep digging out of this hole here. Offense sputtered backwards due to penalties last time. Howard in the gun, two tight end set. They'll go left-hand side. This is McWhite sprinting free, still running through Bruins. A gain of at least 15 yards from McWhite on a great effort there.
I mean, it's almost a two-man show for them between the quarterback,
Howard,
got his last name, thank you, and McWhite. And without their leading runner, unfortunately, he's been injured.
Eccles.
I'm going to get it.
You're right, yes, sir.
Eccles, yeah. It's just tougher on them without that player, but he is a stud player as far as McWhite goes. He's been the star.
He is a playmaker. He has been the answer for them every time. This time Howard on a quarterback keeper running right into the bulk of the defense there. Driven backwards, a big hit. Willie Kennedy plowing through him there. Only a gain of a yard or two for Tristan Howard.
Yeah, that's that South Florence tackling by population once again. They're just really good at it. And Wilson has started this drive pretty well, so let's see if they can continue it.
Brings up second
I get
down
that ball in McWhite's hand as much as I possibly could.
Yep, I agree, 100%. Force feed to get him some space, get him some one-on-ones. He's already burnt Will Wilson once tonight. Alone on the left-hand side, it'll be Howard on a quarterback keeper, and he'll pitch it to the right-hand side on a little option play there as he's tripped up at the 30 and tackled. Maybe a gain of 2 there. It'll be 3rd and 6, but a flag flies at the end of the play. We'll check that.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be holding against Wilson, possibly, James, based on how everything's going and how just based on where the actual flag came in.
A delayed pitch there by Howard as he kind of had his screen,
holding against Wilson.
It is holding.
See if they accept it, and they do, James.
It'll be second down and 18 after the penalty. And once again, the Tigers shooting themselves in the foot here. The penalties stacking up, the penalty yardage getting pretty high for the Tigers.
If they don't watch out, the quarter's going to end. It's 30 seconds left.
Only 15 on the play clock. They'll take the snap here. Tristan Howard will look to throw, rolling to his right at the 15. Stops there. Now we'll try to run again. Flings it down the sideline into traffic and caught. An unbelievable throw into traffic. Caught at the 43-yard line. I believe that's number 21 of the Tigers, Rashawn Wilson, on the catch there. A miraculous pitch and catch by Tristan Howard.
I mean, when he does get outside that pocket and is able to run away from people and nobody's near him, he's made 2 pretty long throws through traffic and everything. That was them short passes like that, and they've been pretty successful at it.
Brings up second down and 4 now.
The problem that they've had is they've just been shooting themselves in the foot all night. And South Florence is really good. I'll add that too. But
absolutely. But to your credit, Wilson's made enough plays to where this should be a little further into this football game. Howard now will look to throw. Sends a man out in motion. He'll throw it to him, but the Bruins gang tackling there. But a first man to hit him was number 21, Jaquez Johnson, with a big-time hit there.
Yeah,
dropping him in the backfield.
They were all over that. One guy was all over the quarterback. He barely missed a sack. And then the next guy, I thought it might be able to open it up. No, he was there for him. And that is that short passing, but that's so far outside. I like them inside short passes.
Caleb Collins was the man that wasn't able to get very far there. It'll set up a 3rd down and 5. They did give him a gain of a yard there. So with 3rd and manageable, the Tigers, at this point, 2 downs to get 5.
Definitely the biggest offensive play for them. They need this bad.
3 wide receivers to the left. He'll look that way. He'll fire over the middle of the field, tipped up in the air, and it is intercepted. Picked off by the Bruins at the 30-yard line. That's number 29, Jewel Washington, the sophomore linebacker, picking it off the tip. And the Bruins will get the ball back.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure who Howell was throwing that ball to, because I know who he was throwing it to, but it wasn't even close. It went straight to the South Florence guy. He just popped it straight up in the air like they've practiced. I could tell they practiced that kind of stuff. I mean, who doesn't? Yeah. Tipped it straight up. His man secured it. If he could have stayed up, he would have had a chance to run it back. But nice play by the defense once again that we've seen. South, I really, for Wilson, I feel bad because that looked like a pretty good drive that's starting to happen, and you hate to see that happen to the quarterback, Howard.
Second interception of the night for Tristan Howard. This time Cam James on a give up the middle of the field. Still pushing is Cameron James. He'll end up getting 7 or 8 yards out of that. He looked like he got stopped for only a gain of 4. That's just been the story of the night for Cameron James.
And that Wilson defense is going to get tired as well. They've been out there. I mean, I think both defenses have been out there close to the same, actually, because South Florence scores so quick. But they've got to be getting wore out because a lot of those players play on offense and defense for Wilson. They also have a limited number of players in comparison to South Florence.
Decent roster discrepancy size for sure for the 4A champs. They have a plethora of resources and
yeah, they don't have too many two-way players if they have any.
2nd and 2, give to Cameron James, knifing up the middle of the field. Once again, not touched until he's probably 5 yards downfield, and that'll be another 1st down for Cameron James as he's pushed back there. But I'll keep going back to that Northwestern game. That Northwestern game, they cleaned up a lot. And just going through the game they've had by a mile at this point.
I think they pretty much beat everybody 49, 50.
I mean, their average margin of victory is 50 points.
Yeah, that's what I said, 50 to nothing.
They've given up 13 since they've lost to Northwestern.
Yeah.
That was in 6.
And then,
so 13 all through that.
I remember we were at one of the games that it was.
Darlington got a touchdown late.
But that was it. Then they missed the extra point. Was that what they had?
They went
6?
for 2.
Yeah, and they only had 6.
So just the Bruins are the standard. They continue to be the standard. It is definitely a big surge by the Tigers this season, and it'll be so fun to watch them next year. But the Bruins, they have their eyes set on a hole in the bag, and about 4:09, they're looking for the big hardware and going down to SC State to win another championship.
Yeah, Wilson's leaving here. Some of these guys, this parking lot started to look like Field of Dreams.
The penalty marked it back to the 25-yard line, and it'll go behind McQuan McWhite as he will look for it to go out of bounds, and it will.
He didn't
low
kick.
Woo,
he almost touched that ball, and if he would have.
He was waiting on it and waiting on it and waiting on it, and it finally dribbled out of bounds right at the 20, or just past it at about the 17 or 18-yard line. It'll be a kick out of bounds penalty. They'll start at the 35.
That has been the one lone thing that I've seen South Florence been almost equal to so far in this game with Wilson is the special teams.
Yep.
It's different styles, but Wilson's done pretty well. Like getting the ball. How far are they moving this ball, James?
They are moving it all the way. They have the marker spotted originally at the
Wasn't that a kickoff?
35. It was. I'm not sure why they're going all the way to the midfield line right here.
They must have gotten it at 35 and then also had some type of roughing. I mean, some type of
there was
15-yard penalty.
Initial penalty for the sideline infraction there by the Bruins, but
that's a 15-yard penalty, whatever it is.
All the way 50. At the midfield line for the Bruins. And it looks like they're coming out in a wildcat package here. McQuan McWhite lining up in at quarterback. 2 tight ends to his right here on 1st down. McWhite running right-hand side, running into traffic, back to the middle, right on the W of Wilson. He'll maybe gain a yard or 2 there as the Bruins saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean, nice coverage by the South Florence defense, especially when you hadn't seen this look all night. They were ready for it.
I was expecting to see a lot of Eccles in this look in a lot of situations tonight. Obviously, still prayers for that young man and anybody else who was involved in.
To 66866 to register now, or visit scfoa.net/join to receive more information.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at Autism Speaks.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends. Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
It's Friday night in South Carolina, and that means high school football across the Palmetto State. Welcome to the Founders Federal.
So happy you're with us. Phil Kornblut and the Plumber, Josh Cohen from our studios in Columbia. Unfortunately, no David Shelton with us tonight. And David's a little bit under the weather, so we wish him speedy recovery, hopefully. All goes well. He'll be back with us next week. We miss him on the high school football sidelines and on the high school scoreboard show. We'll be getting a bunch of reports in here. In fact, we got reporters lining up already, so we'll get to those in just a second. We'll be giving you final scores as they come in, and we'll be giving you in-progress scores as we run across them. So let's just go ahead and dive into what we have here. Of course, we hit up the websites of the TV stations across the state. They're good, and also lean heavily on our buddies up in Rock Hill, WRHI, WRHM, our affiliate up in the Rock Hill area. So let's begin with what they've got. In the fourth quarter, Northwestern leading Rock Hill 45-14. South Point, fourth quarter, here's the big surprise of the night. Billy Baker is on the scene. We'll be looking for a hot call at any moment. Ashley Ridge, 30. Spartanburg has updated some of their scores from that area. Check that out here in just a moment and see what we have from that part of the state. Let's take a look here and see what we got. A little while ago, they had not updated their scores. A little early in the head, and get to reporters who are up with us early tonight, as we appreciate all our reporters who call in throughout the high school football season. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it because you add so much to the program. I mean, we're nothing without our reports from around the state. I think that's one of the things that makes our show unique.
And one of them came off the only turnover that White